Coming to you from the NBC Tower in downtown Chicago, is Matt Hardy going to be delightful on AEW? WrestleMania, it's still happening, despite all the concern and chatter you hear online. This is WrestleZone Daily. WrestleZone! Oh, wonderful! How delightful!
Man.
Joined us!
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
I am Kevin Kellum. This is WrestleZone Daily. We have a lot to get into on today's show. One real big jump, or maybe the first big jump between WWE and AEW. Wow, this is going on. A guy who was on Monday Night Raw just a few weeks ago could be on AEW tonight or even sooner. All right, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about WWE and their commitment to WrestleMania. Despite all of the chatter you hear online. What am I talking about? We'll get into all of it and so much more. The breaking news you can use that'll leave a bruise. If you're with us on Facebook, don't forget to share the link on all your favorite wrestling groups with your wrestling buddies. Bring them in here. Tag them in the comments. Throw this up on your Facebook feed. If you're with us on the podcast side of things, thank you so much for listening. We are looking on doing a special contest only for you podcast listeners. It's coming up leading into WrestleMania. So listen for that, especially when you download the shows. Thank you. We've seen not just 27% increase in downloads on the show, 29%. So we're doing really good, and we're committed to a real great surge in growth. And this is the big wrestling season before WrestleMania. A lot to get into. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you're with us for the first time. Thank you so much. We're here on a Wednesday shortly before AEW Dynamite and WWE NXT. So if there's something we gotta talk about, it's because we're doing the show right before then. Don't worry, a lot to get into in terms of what's going on in general in the world of wrestling. You can see the image up right here. This is from today's finale of Free the Delete. This is Matt Hardy's YouTube channel, and he's been plugging this for months now while under contract with WWE. And he did the final segment where he has Zenith. He needs Zenith removed from his body. And he keeps talking about his Zenith. He needs it taken out of his body. He needs to be released. He needs to be buried, right? Mm-hmm. And he paints a cross, a symbolic cross, and goes into a grave that he digs on the Hardy compound. All imagery. He takes off the neck brace. He throws it down. He talks to people on the phone saying they need to release him. And a car drives into the Hardy compound. And the Young Bucks get out of the car saying, "Hi, man." And he goes, "Bucks of youth, I knew you'd come." So this all but confirms the direction that Matt Hardy is heading. Mm-hmm. As we reported and as he stated late Sunday into Monday, he posted another YouTube video, this one kind of on a character, and he was very thankful to WWE. Said Vince McMahon treated him very well. And he was very well compensated, and he'll always be a WWE guy, and he hopes to come back there at some point and definitely enter the Hall of Fame. But feels the next 3 or 4 years of the twilight of his career, he still has something left in the ring. Mm-hmm. He still wants to do something creative, and he spent most of his last WWE contract on the shelf with injuries or as a healthy scratch. So here we are. Matt Hardy seems to be going to AEW. What do you think?
I think it's an exciting time. Angel Garcia, nice to see you guys. Let's see here. With Matt coming,
I didn't do the intro. I'm sorry for the story, Angel. I'm an idiot. Acurilla jokes on Twitter. I'm gonna do more Twitter plugs.
Yeah, I'm just over here. Like I guess I'll just stand here while he takes the entire bit I was doing.
Analyze.
Alrighty, buds. Here's the thing. Matt Hardy, of course, one of the best of all time. You said all the good notes here. It's exciting stuff because we know that at the end of being the Elite this last week, they got that phone number. They got that phone call, and there's like 910. What is that? And immediately I'm like, that's a Carolina number. Oh, it's Matt Hardy. Like immediately, I immediately recognize it. And of course, seeing Free the Delete this week, I was like, they're there. Now, the big rumor is, oh, he's the Exalted One. I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's going to be Matt Hardy trying to help the Young Bucks destroy the Dark Order, XYZ. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's deeper than that. I think they're not. AEW is big on giving the fans what they want, but they're also big on not necessarily giving the most obvious thing in a good way, right?
True. I think that swerve at this point would be, for lack of a better phrase, a very WWE move. In the sense of building to something to give you a big curveball at the end and kind of going in a different path. That's been their
right. But did they build to that, or did we build to that?
No. But I'm just saying, I think AEW understands a lot of people expect him to be the Exalted One.
Mm-hmm.
If he's in AEW, I think there's a better chance of that,
right,
than any other scenario right now. But you do bring up a good thing. That the fact is, he met the Young Bucks. He didn't meet Evil Uno. He didn't meet the Dark Order. He didn't. I just think this is just something where he's the big guy who's been talking about going to it. He's using the Exalted them. He's stirring the pot. He keeps talking about where he's going.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want you to think he's going to AEW lickety split, but he is. And at least it certainly appears that way.
Right.
Now, if he appears on AEW Dynamite and appears somewhere else, that to me is a big thing. If we see him on Dynamite and we see him in Ring of Honor, if we see him in Dynamite and we see him in New Japan Pro Wrestling, if we see him in AEW and Impact, I think it's doubtful. But this is a guy who he's in a position now because he's such a clever guy, and AEW likes being clever. Don't get it twisted here, and also don't get it twisted. WWE wanted to keep him. We know this. They wanted to keep him. They did not want to lose him. They did not want to have him go somewhere else. I don't think they want this scenario. And I think definitely the AEW trolls will appreciate that. Look, WWE could have done this. You're going to see that.
Yep. A lot of the da-da-da-da's. I totally get that.
People chiming in here with different takes here. We know that Lance Archer is set to debut on tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite, so he won't be the only guy here. So Lance Archer, big old hoss from New Japan Pro Wrestling with time in Impact and WWE.
All right, what's the over-under on the college reference?
Oh yeah, no, we did this. There's definitely going to be a reference to him.
Oh my God, all right, real quick. At Revolution, I know you were there live. You enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
I watched it on pay-per-view. It took literally not even 5 seconds when Jake Hager came out.
Well, Bummer Center.
Literally, his music hit, and they're like, Jake Hager, the so-and-so from this college. And I was like, oh my God.
Of course, Jim Ross.
And then Tony Schiavone's like, he did. And then I was like, oh my, how as Excalibur, who knows all this wrestling shit,
are you just anything about college football? Yeah.
He's
leave it to Jim Ross to know. He's got to get his college football reference.
He's got to get it, and he's just like,
I think Lance Archer being the Exalted One would be a swerve. I know there's some people that theorize it could be Luke Harper. I think there's gonna be a ton of people that are gonna be like, well, I thought it was gonna be this, so it isn't this. It's just here's the thing. As much as they've teased anything, I expect it seems like it's going to be Matt Hardy, right? But if it's not, then they caught us off guard. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing to keep us.
We all know the truly Exalted One is Tony Khan in this Fed. So why are we acting like he's not?
It was me all along. I am the Exalted One.
Haha.
And I
also, no more church.
And you know who's exalted? All of our AEW fans.
Sponsored by State Farm.
Sponsored by State Farm.
Oh boy, jeez, he's not going to AEW. Here's what I think what's going to happen with Matt Hardy. In all honesty, I think he's going to pull a Jeff Cobb and a Cole Cabana, where they kind of can do whatever the hell they want, but they're tied to the main group there. I mean, remember Hardy was at Impact and Ring of Honor, and then the next day he was at WWE. Why can't he do all of those things at once? You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see it. So.
Kevin texted in saying, I would love if Luke Harper shows up in AEW and has a southern accent. Yeah, that's a big old story there. And a lot of
He
people
just shows up, dude, I'm the Exalted one.
I lead. What if it was Dr. Phil? I lead an evil cult. Now you got to understand that these gentlemen believe that I am a god.
Now I would now Evil Uno, you're a big boy. Now I would say let's put everything out on the table, but I'm afraid you'll eat those too.
And you other guys, you can't hold the mask. If they give you a mask, you got to put on your mask now. We have to have a united front. Dr. Phil is the leader of the Dark Horse.
We have too much fun on the show, Kevin.
So that is what's going on with WWE. What do you think of this angle here? Hardy is ever the
You mean AEW?
No, but Hardy putting this together online and really stirring the pot on his side of the things.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's genius. It's like he did it before and it worked out, and now he's doing it again at a different level, and it is also working out because we all love him.
Mm-hmm.
What if the Exalted one is a non-wrestler type? That'd be... Who would it be, though?
They've done a couple of red herrings things. We had Raven pop up on camera when they had a brawl in the crowd. A lot of people took that, that morsel and ran with it.
Right. It's the librarians.
Yes, they've done it too, and so they've done a couple of things that want to sway you off the path. But my assumption is that this is Hardy or they've built it up. Another thing is about the Dark Order. There's a lot of hit and misses things with it. It is one of those things that AEW's put a lot of time into, and there's been some stuff that fans love and some things that fans have turned on. So
I think now it's getting over, but at first people were like, "What is this? No, we don't like."
But it's getting over on the anticipation of something, and now this is the first time where I think AEW has built up something without telling you what it is to reveal it, and it has that mystery. Who is the mystery man, right? That's the common archetype in wrestling. It's been done. This isn't. Here's another thing to bother people. This isn't an incredibly original angle, but it's an intriguing one that works.
What?
Yeah.
Original ideas in wrestling?
No, it's original spin on an old idea.
Yeah.
So
I would say the last really original thing was Broken Matt Hardy, but even then it took elements from other things. So because he's basically the bad guy from Mad Max.
Mm-hmm. All right, coming up, let's get into this. WWE, on yesterday's show, we spoke about how there is the continuing pressure around many large-scale events around the world. You guys aren't living under a rock. You've heard about coronavirus, and hopefully you in whatever city or center or area you're in have taken any precautions for it. And there's more information from the World Health Organization, over 90,000 infected cases confirmed by the CDC and World Health officials, and there is cancellations of major events. Just here in Chicago, we have 4 confirmed cases, and the convention business is down. A big convention here in town attracting 60,000 people in the laboratory business is deeply affected by it, and they canceled a restaurateurs convention just last week. That's just something I know in Chicago. There is fear of how this will affect the Tokyo Olympics in Japan, where New Japan Pro Wrestling in the wrestling world canceled an entire tour. Stardom Wrestling said they will not have any other shows until indefinitely, until they figure out what they're going to do here. Mm-hmm. So now that pressure comes to WWE, as there is a confirmed case in Tampa Bay, Florida, the host city of this year's WrestleMania. We've covered it in detail. WWE has gone on the record and has further explained their stance on the situation moving forward. Stephanie McMahon spoke about this a few days ago in the Tampa Bay Times, but WWE now going on the record with ESPN just today saying they have no plans to cancel or postpone any upcoming events in the area of Tampa Bay, which includes WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium and a week of other live events tied to it, including WrestleMania Access. The health and safety of our performers, employees, and fans are our top priorities, and we are monitoring the situation closely with our partners and government officials in Tampa Bay. We remain committed to hosting WrestleMania in Raymond James Stadium on Sunday, April 5th. Unlike other entertainment properties in the U.S., there are currently no plans to cancel or postpone our upcoming events. What say you, Angel?
Well, I mean, the death toll has risen up, I think, 1% or 2, and then here in the U.S. we have 11 deaths on that too. It's one of those things where like you should be more worried about it than you think you should be, but you also shouldn't overreact. The big thing is, it does. It's like a really mean flu, basically, and it can affect you. So if you already have something you're dealing with, or if you have like a lower threshold on health in general, like let's say you cannot get vaccinated, or if you're just of a elderly age, it could kill you. And I think the main thing to worry about here is that you need to wash your ass. I'm gonna be very honest.
Specifically, not you should always wash your butt, but your hands are the big things. And
Yeah, but I'm using ass as like a you candy ass, as in like your whole self.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
be
expect
clean.
I expect a lot of hand washing stations
Yeah, for
at
sure.
Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah.
I expect a lot of that. I expect a lot of people to be wearing masks and things of that nature.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the masks, we shouldn't, from what I've heard recently from the WHO, isn't necessarily like
Prevention.
the best move. Like you
Yeah.
shouldn't be buying those like and hoarding them because there's people who actually need it. And then on top of that, like, what if you just didn't touch your face? That's an idea. Mind you, I'm guilty of it. I touch my face all the time. But I also get this.
That's hard. I have a beard. I have a catcher of this stuff. Oh, what if I have to jam
And I have beard envy, so I'm like, why? And so no, but just wash your hands. 20 seconds with some soap and water. Easy peasy. The one problem though with WrestleMania is that the people with the case with Tampa is the stadium. The stadium has coronavirus.
What?
So no, dude. Okay.
Oh, the stadium, Raymond James Stadium is what?
Yeah, Raymond James is the one with.
Caught me off guard with that, legitimately.
Yeah, you freaked out. You're like, what?
At WrestleZone, we'll continue to cover this story. I say it with pause, because when I get into this stuff, the thing that drives me crazy is with wrestling, there's this sense to always go into the carny things and tease something, right? But we're reporting this because it has real life ramifications on a lot of people. A lot of people spend a lot of money. I have tickets to WrestleMania. I don't know. I didn't buy my airfare yet this week because I was like, well, what if something happens here? I put a pause on spending hundreds of dollars on plane tickets because I was like, well, what's going on here?
Also, plane tickets have gotten cheaper because of it. So
okay, so I'm gonna go on the plane wrapped in bubble wrap, and
yeah, of course.
and I'm gonna wear a jar over my head. All right, and I'm just gonna be like, I got all the snacks in here. I'm good.
There's not a jar big enough, Kevin. So
my
just
head.
kidding, but yes, you have a large head. That's the joke. Get it?
Oh,
yeah, it's all that ego.
Thank you. Sean Smith texting in. Thank you, Sean. Excuse me?
Sean, baby.
Yes.
Sean.
And other people saying,
logo.
What if Vickie Guerrero is the Exalted One?
I would pop so hard for that. It's not
if she pulls the hood
Don't
off.
even joke like that.
Yes. Dude, yes. I am on board for Vickie
I'm
Guerrero.
so down with that. Okay, just imagine
Black
this.
Cult. Dude, yeah.
Dark Order's in the ring. Okay, Kevin, walk with me here. Dark Order's in the ring. Exalted One, this and that. SCU comes out. Everybody in the crowd that hates, they're like, oh, what if your leader spoke? And then out of nowhere, like the leader with the hood on and the whole thing has a mic and goes, excuse me, and like the crowd loses their shit. You will see people doing backflips.
It was me. It was me all along.
Excuse. Oh, first of all, immediate heat all around for the Dark Order. That'd be so good. I'd be so down with that. It's not even.
Jason Rodon texts me in terms of the coronavirus fears in this year's WrestleMania. He says, Kevin, you better be on the flight so we can meet Big Kev.
Big Kev.
I am talking about doing some type of meetup at WrestleMania in the parking lot with people of the show and doing something. There are some charity events. I wouldn't mind a group of us all going to a charity event if
Cool.
can do that. That'd be fun. But we're building to it here. Also,
somebody should bring Kevin a banana suit. I'm sorry, what? What was that? I didn't catch that.
Don't make that banana thing a banana thing, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do not find it appealing. All right, there we go.
I quit.
Right.
I quit the show.
All right, so we do have news coming in from WrestleZone.com while we're on air here today about two former champions from SmackDown appearing backstage at this week's WWE NXT. Now, it's worth noting if you're watching us on demand, we're streaming this live before WWE NXT, which has two big cage matches in it this week. And they're trying to put a competition date to be Dynamite. And those two former champions are the Iconics. Yes, the
Iconics, baby.
Yes, Peyton Royce, Billy Kay.
It's been too long. I miss them. They're great. I miss them on my television.
Yeah, they've been a healthy scratch from WWE for a few months now, so we have not seen them on television. And they did have a short but comical run with the Women's Tag Team Championships. Didn't get to do much with them. A lot of people.
You would say that their run was
less than iconic.
Okay, actually, I was going to say it was iconic, but because I like them as tag champs, they were great.
PWI Insider reporting both members of the Iconics are at tonight's tapings at Full Sail University. Both Peyton Royce and Billy Kay have been off television lately ever since losing the tag titles to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. There have been rumors about getting them repackaged, but it appears the Iconic duo will stay together. I like that.
They do live in the area, so it's very possible they're just meeting with people.
Yeah, and that's a distinct possibility as well. But the fact that they're at tapings day of is interesting. Maybe they're taping something. Who knows?
But it would, because the Performance Center's not that far away. So
yeah, it would be a clever move to have them featured on NXT. I could see them getting lost in the shuffle on other shows. I could see their act working very, very well for the NXT crowd too. Is kind of a comedic female act. They don't have many comedic female acts in WWE right now. You have a little bit of that with Bliss and Nikki, but these guys are straight up working, fun Memphis style heels with a different take on it. I've enjoyed it. I don't think you can speak of an Iconics match that is super memorable, but you can definitely remember promos and things they do that get a pop. NXT needs levity, and I think they would be a good addition to it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. A lot of NXT feels like gonna be super serious all the time because this is wrestling, and it's like, hey man, what if you just had fun?
Sometimes?
Yeah. AEW does it. Monday Night Raw does it.
Good point.
SmackDown does it. Why? Porcano NXT. Just have all the robot spiders crawl all over them.
Oh yeah, of course the robot spider, Eric Rowan's robot spider, popped up this week.
Not gonna lie, for a second I was like, oh, that's a what? It's a robot. Okay.
Yeah.
Like for a second it got me, and I was like, oh man.
Another story we're covering at WrestleZone.com, and this has gotten more heat and has developed over the course of the past few hours. MJF, he was victorious this past Saturday at Revolution in his long-built match with Cody. And, he's a part of the convention. They had the C2E2 convention there all weekend.
Yep.
And he got some heat, as he always tends to get. But this is because he flipped the bird into the face of a child, in the face of a young wrestling fan who is on camera with him. Is this clever? I don't think it's clever. This is
why is this news?
Why is it news? I think it's just something that kind of steamrolled because I get there's some parents are mad. Parents don't like when you do this.
Fuck them and their kids too, because this is why. No, this is why this isn't news. At StarCast in Chicago, I was there. There was a guy in a wheelchair, and he told them to stand up, or else I wasn't gonna sign your thing. That is inherently worse. Did not get any traction. I get it, maybe because he's on TV a little bit more, but It's the parent trying to catch clout, baby. That's all it is. Get out of here with that.
Well, it was a fan who approached him for a autograph, and while I was expecting he was really in character, being the heel, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. The father of the child was not pleased. Tom Gilmartin saying that his son tried to laugh it off, knowing he's just in character, but it really upset him. I know that it's his gimmick. He's only 7 and doesn't understand.
Yeah. When I was 7, I didn't understand why Triple H was always on my TV, and I hated him, but it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I get it. Like, your kid's upset, but, like, he's playing a heel. Like, did the dad not know? Did he not watch wrestling? Like, I'm confused. Like, because based on what you just...
But putting your finger in a kid's face, come on.
So, man, I don't care. I don't know. Maybe it's because I watched Lucha Libre in Mexico, and, like, I would have luchadors curse in my face.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna go with this is not news, and we've talked about it for too long.
I love this. Eddie Mouskowitz texting in saying, "If that was my kid, I would tell him to give that finger right back."
Yeah, honestly, yeah, do that, man. That would have been way better. Why didn't you
yeah,
do
dude,
that?
give him what for. Give him what for.
Yeah. Hit Wardlow in the shin, like my feelings hurt. Fuck that. Beat his ass. Just saying, man. Shout out to Ed.
Ass, yeah.
Also, our homeboy with the Yankees logo said, like, I would have just beaten up MJF, and I'm like, yeah, do that.
Of course, Cody Rhodes got into this. I don't think the issue with Cody Rhodes and MJF is done. He said, "Hey Tom," he tweeted to the father in this case.
Yeah.
"Hey Tom, just give me your
city,
and we will have you some will call tickets next time we are in your neighborhood. Plus, personally, I'll come by and say hello during the show." So they're doing.
Wow, that guy just got free tickets because he cried boo boo. I'm just saying, dude.
So what you're saying is, I just gotta get MJF to give me the finger.
Yeah.
MJF tried to get me fired. I should get some tickets then. If that's the way this is, if we're working on it.
Yeah, exactly. You almost got fired.
Yeah. Hey, listen, guys. This isn't like legit. This isn't like in character stuff. I interview him, and he uses the interview to then while he's with MLW. Goes and tweets to WrestleZone, "I did not appreciate this interview. I did not appreciate the professionalism." Something along those lines. Fire this guy. You need to fire him.
Great.
Okay? So, yeah. Here's the thing. Part of me thinks, like, yeah, this is all part of the show. But I ain't getting worked. Okay? This is legitimate. This is legitimate. He did it on social media. He did it offline as well. Offline. He reached out to people and tried to get me fired.
What a heel.
So guess who I was rooting for when I was at AEW Revolution?
What a heel, baby.
What a heel, definitely. That is the latest going on with what's going on in the world of wrestling. But
also, MJF should walk to the ring tonight and flick off more kids.
Oh yeah, they're gonna do something.
Double down.
If they don't reference this on AEW this week, I'll be pretty upset here.
Yeah, same.
So everything going on at WrestleZone.com, other stories to follow. Get there, save it, bookmark it. If you're watching AEW tonight and you're not watching NXT, if you're watching NXT, you're not watching AEW, go there. That's your second screen. You don't want to bip back and boop back and forth. We got you covered. We got you covered here. All right, so don't worry. We have that all covered here. There's other stories we're following, like Bruce Campbell responding to fans that want CM Punk to be the new Ash in the Evil Dead movies. Yes, AEW is working on a Dennis Rodman documentary. Yeah,
no, WWE is.
WWE, excuse me. WWE Network is working on it.
It's Untold, and let me tell you, could have stayed untold. I could care less about it, but I guess.
I think that's an interesting angle. I like when they do stuff with celebrities in wrestling. Also, speaking of WWE Network shows, I'm watching Ruthless Aggression.
It's so good.
It's so good. You got to catch up on it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the better things.
A little like shaping history kind of stuff going on, but other than that,
yeah. But I mean, for the most part, they're pretty spot on.
Yeah, I would say so. Like aside from the first episode, I was like, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been pretty accurate. So
yeah,
I think it's good.
The recent breakdown of John Cena and his Ruthless Aggression.
That was such a good episode,
and it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Conan is teasing a possible in-ring comeback with MLW in 2020.
Yep. Shout out for Conan for bringing this up every time people forget his name, because it never happens. He's done
You're
this for
the
4 years
guy.
now.
You're the luchador
It
guy.
never happens. He does it every year. Oh, I think I'm gonna get back in the ring. No, you're not. You're old. You ravaged your body with substances. I imply based on how you look now. All allegedly, of course. I do love Conan. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great lucha mind. I think he's one of the reasons I even paid attention to the NWO on WCW, because I was just in it for the lucha guys. But he's not gonna get back in the ring. He did it for the Battle Royal once, and MLW. He did the Tequila Sunrise, and that got a big pop. But like, you could tell he was like not in there. So it's not gonna happen.
All right. Angel says no. It's just a tease that
Yeah.
tease.
Yeah,
So,
I say no. Imagine Conan's like watching this. He's like, "Well, I guess I'm not doing it." God damn it.
it has been a viral video in wrestling circles online for quite some time to watch a group of young fans play wrestler, but not in a backyard, in Walmarts and stores.
Well, sir, you say fans, but
Uh,
as of yesterday, they are technically professionals.
okay, because these men have gone from fans to professionals. They are under the names of Lord Adrian and Tier 2X. You know them as the Walmart dudes. I
Which
guess
is a
going
great name.
yeah, going viral in WWE sometimes helps. Going viral in the Indies really helps, because these men are booked for the GCW WrestleMania week show, Joey Janela's Spring Break 4. This is kind of like a catch-all of all the different like weird, crazy things from the past and the present in wrestling. And a show, they've done some really wild things at it, like a match between two invisible people.
Yeah.
They've done so. This will happen again. Spring Break 4 going down here, and the Walmart guys, you're having all those clips you see floating around online doing.
Which, by the way, their form is great. Can we just say that for a hot second? Like, those Spanish flies look amazing.
Their Spanish flies look amazing, but their punches are bad. They got to work on those punches. They got to lay in their stuff on those punches.
Gotta lay it in, brother.
The Walmart dudes will be on Spring Break 4, so this is pretty. I mean, I know a lot of people who are purists are going to lose their mind over this, because
Yeah.
these guys haven't had real matches yet. They're putting these clips out online and getting really popular attention there. I always wonder when I'm watching these of how they get away with doing these and not get arrested or not have any of these, because they're doing Spanish flies off like store shelves in a Walmart on a couch.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Onto like those plastic tables that you can buy for $20.
yeah, it's like, dude, what are you doing? And like, this is so
They're
dangerous.
destroying their bodies. No, here's the thing. Every year, Joey Janela does Spring Break, and it's such a good show because it's just ridiculous. And then it's such a fun show in general. Like Joey Janela shows during WrestleMania time are always just fun to watch. And I think if you're gonna shit on it, I think you just don't know how to have fun, because like they're probably not gonna get another booking after this. They probably wanted just to get the one.
Who knows? What if these guys become
Hey,
a big actor on the Indies now?
they'll be the ROH tag champs within a year. I'm calling it. And then no, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, mind you, this is not the first time Spring Break has been in the news, because recently the whole situation with Keiji Muto and Sonny Ono and stuff. And if anything, I think this is like all right, how do we get a good booking again? And they were like, let's just book. And like, knowing how Joey Janela is, he was probably like, let's just get the Walmart guys. And then it's gotten a mostly positive response. So
Well,
I'm not
I can
mad
tell
at
you
it.
the comments at WrestleZone.com not too high. People think the Walmart dudes, this is the best you can come up with. Some people commenting, between this and the guy who drops elbows on appliances, it's getting embarrassing to be a wrestling fan. And I lived through the new generation. So people
Okay.
not, and other people saying no one takes the professionalism seriously anymore.
So these are all older gentlemen who are like, wrestling. Shut up, guy. All right, it's not for you. Here's the thing. There's so much good wrestling right now. So much good wrestling. NXT tonight has 2 cage matches. AEW has Cole Cabana and Lance Archer.
Boom, boom.
Right. NWA Power yesterday was amazing. Here's the thing. If you don't like a certain thing, don't watch it. Watch something else. Jeez.
Well, this is more people just rooting against somebody than anything.
Yeah, and but we talked about this last week. We're like, why are you rooting against something? Just don't deal with it. Just don't worry about it. It's not affecting you. Are you WrestleZone commentator guy? Are you gonna be at Tampa? Did you pay money to Joey Janela spring break? Probably not. Right? Probably not. And don't worry about it. Go watch the TNA throwback show, which is legitimately the only reason I want to go to Tampa this year.
Tell me about the TNA throwback show. This is the Impact Wrestling's putting on a TNA throwback show WrestleMania weekend.
No place like home. It's gonna be awesome. They're bringing back King of the Mountain and Ultimate X. I'm very excited. As the listeners and watchers may know, Angel was a huge TNA mark and loved it. And
total nonstop action, dude.
Literally, I was just like, I don't think I'm going to go to WrestleMania this year. I went, but it's fine. And then, TNA show. And I was like, I have to go to Tampa immediately. I was like, this is amazing. That's just me. But here's the thing. A lot of people hated TNA. They think the gimmick matches were dumb and Ultimate X was dumb. Here's the thing. There's going to be 4 other shows going against it. Go to those shows instead.
It's worth noting that big TNA throwback show that Impact Wrestling, that's what they are now, is putting on will air as a 1-hour TV special on Access TV on Tuesday, March 31st. So you'll get Impact Wrestling that week and then an extra hour at 10 p.m. Eastern. So this stuff they're taping in Florida will be there. Confirmed for the show, confirmed talent from TNA's past for the show will include Scott Steiner, Shark Boy, Disco Inferno, Aces and Eights, represented by Ken Anderson and D'Lo Brown. Amazing Red, Chris Sabin, and Petey Williams will all be present for the show. It'll be taped on Friday, April 3rd in Tampa, Florida, and some tickets I believe, are still available for that. You'll be able to watch it as it airs live as a pay-per-view on Fight.tv.
Dude, it's awesome. It's smart because it's taking different parts of TNA that worked. Aces and Eights worked. The X Division with Sabin and Petey Williams
blew up near the end, though. They were gooned out as a squad. They were
okay, because the NWO ended well.
True.
Yeah, DX ended well. Name one good ending for a faction.
People, Robert Hodges.
This Angel guy is
Robert's texting saying this Angel guy is a real jackass. How do you feel about that, Angel? Being a real jackass.
Where's your kid? So I can just I don't care.
The hand gestures.
Thank you, Jason. That's my point. Enjoy wrestling.
The hand gestures of Angel Garcia do not represent WrestleZone or Mandatory.com, their parent company.
Yeah, but here, Jason proving my point exactly. Am I a jackass for saying wrestling's great? No, man. Just saying. Enjoy it. There's so much available to you that you don't have to worry about the mainstream stuff anymore, and that there's stuff designed for you exactly. The guy who hates, the Walmart dudes because he watched the New Generation, he's like, oh, wrestling should be a certain way. Watch NWA Power. You probably enjoy that stuff because it's really old school. I'm sorry, but I used to like TNA. This is from Eddie Moskowitz. Now Impact sucks. Sorry, the only thing good for Impact is OVE. RVA looks like he's stoned. Correct. RVD is always looking like he's stoned. Here's the thing. I'm not the biggest fan of the Impact product now, but I loved TNA, so I would definitely go watch that return show. And here's the thing. There's also going to be some Impact Wrestling people there. I might watch it and go, oh, this guy's pretty good. Oh, okay. Give
it up for Impact. As much as people want to say it's dead, this is it. They lost this TV.
It's not.
Anthem Entertainment has put quite a bit of consistent work into this. I think they've booked some really fun stuff. People want to go off of them for having Tessa Blanchard as a champion, not their women's champion, as their champion amid the situation with her outside of the ring. They've had a lot of their pay-per-views. They do big quarterly pay-per-views, tend to be well-reviewed shows. They're not as big as they once were, but I would say they're a really great rebound story in 2019 into 2020.
2017 they were on the comeback. They've been at it for a while. They're this group that people just like crapping on to crap on them, and I think that's a shame. Look, I thoroughly did enjoy Impact for the longest. The reason I say I don't enjoy it now is honestly, I don't have, pun intended here, access to it. There's not a easy way.
Well, yeah, Access TV, I believe, is not on some of the bigger cable systems.
Yeah,
so get it.
To give you some context here, I watch TV through Sling.
Oh, okay.
So I can watch wrestling, but I don't. But Access isn't on it, I think, or at least I don't have the package for it. Whatever.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Eddie Angel. That's right, baby. Here's the thing, man. I'm the top heel on this show. Not do as I please. There's a reason they only have me on once a week, people. So.
And of course, because RVD is known for smoking weed, then you have to bring up Matt Riddle, who's known for enjoying a bit of the herb. And they should
Meat
have
on
a pole match. I don't think you should have to fight over.
No. I think they'd be like, bro. And he'd be like, and then they'd be the most uneventful match ever. You paid $40 to sit down and watch two guys smoke weed.
Yeah, so absolutely a lot to look at there. The road to WrestleMania is a long and winding one, and we are just under a month, just over a month away from it. And we'll have it all covered at WrestleZone.com. If you're with us on the podcast side of things, thank you so much. Continue to tell people about the show. You are our greatest current for finding new listeners, and we really, really appreciate it because we really have big, big goals here. Mm-hmm. Before we get to WrestleMania, I'm teasing the idea of bringing these people who watched the show for years on Facebook, and those diehards are with us live, of putting one of them on screen. Through the ringer of WrestleMania trivia. Live.
Like on the bump.
Yeah, like live trivia on screen in real time that you guys can play at home. So I'm thinking about doing that, and if you guys are into the idea, let me know how you feel about it. It would be.
And what would the prize be, Sir Kevin?
I'm working on all that. We still have to crown our king or queen of WrestleZone, so there's complications with that as well.
Look, we both know I won both of them, so I don't know where's my prize.
I do want to thank everyone who bought the Royal Yumble shirts. We're doing our Royal Yumble shirt was available on TeePublic. We will have it available for a little bit longer, but we've donated the proceeds and all of the proceeds coming from it to the Central Fire Authority of Victoria, Australia. Thank you so much to the efforts of you guys who bought those shirts. So if you have one, send us a pic on social media at WrestleZone.com or here on Facebook. Let us know what you thought of it. Angel, I know you're busy on the comedy road.
Yeah, baby. I got two big weekends coming up. I'm at the Arts and Culture Club tomorrow night here in Chicago. Then I'm at a really great show called Roots with immigrants and children of immigrants showcase on Saturday at the oh my god, Cards Against Humanity Theater. Sorry about that. And then the next weekend I'm gonna tour of Michigan. So if you are in Ann Arbor or in the Detroit area, follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Guerrilla Jokes. That's GUERRILLA Jokes. Ain't I great? And you could just see where I'm at and maybe come see me. Hey, if you have an issue with the way I like to commentate on pro wrestling and maybe not share the same opinions, stay away from me. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, hey, if you guys want to come out to a show, I would love to see you guys there. We can talk some wrestling. Love talking wrestling with people. I know I joked around that I only come on the show once a week because there's only so much you can handle for me. But here's the thing, brother. We're all having fun. We're all trying to enjoy wrestling. And not to take your line, Kev. But that's all we're doing. So...
Well, you killed the sign off there, Angel.
I just said I wasn't trying to.
I know. I'm busting your chops. Wow. I will be live in Valparaiso, Indiana at Marketplace in their Cut Up Steakhouse and Comedy show. That is March 20th and March 21st. I'll be headlining, headlining those shows. Doing a big, long 40-plus minute set. Looking forward to that. Trying to figure out some type of comedy show I could do during WrestleMania week, which would be hard to do. And so I'll be busy with that. If you're a fan of pop-up comedy shows in Chicago, I'll be doing Don't Tell Comedy on March 13th. And my radio buddies right down the hall here at 101 WKQX this week announced Picnic 2020, a one-day awesome music festival going down in suburban Chicago at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, headlined by Foster the People, Neon Trees, Fantagram, and some of the best alternative bands. It is $20. $20 for 10 awesome bands. $20. So
$20
to a lot of other big music festivals. You're not going to get this type of price ticket here. You get all of it in one day, not the 3-day thing where you have to make plans. Travel in one day, get it all, and you can go right back, especially if you're in the Midwest. So come on out. Picnic 2020 with Foster the People up top, June 13th at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Get your tickets now at 1013kqx.com. We will return tomorrow. Robert DeFelis, if he's not feeling sickly as he was yesterday, will be with us. Thank you so much for being here to do this thing. When we watch wrestling, we want to
enjoy wrestling.